Okay, good evening, little girls and guys. As you know, we're going to miss you because we can't have you training here. We've just been very, very cautious. So please have fun at home. Train with your brothers, sisters, moms, dads. Show them a couple of moves. Just always remember, we always respect our partner. We're not here to hurt each other. We're here to learn from each other. So just make sure that's very, very important, okay? So like we promised, we're going to go through the exact same moves Shireen showed you guys a few nights ago. So we'll do them at normal speed, and then we'll do them at a slow speed and talk it through so you know exactly what to do. If you're watching the video, you can stop it and play it back, and you can practice. What's important when you practice is practice slowly. More important to practice slowly and get your technique right than to try and do it quick. Quick is easy, only if you know the basics of the move. So every time you practice it really slow, because that way you build muscle memory. It forces your body to remember it again and again. Don't do it quickly until you're confident, you know how to do it, and then we can always increase the speed. Okay, so let's have fun. We're going to kick off with wrist grabs. So remember, wrist grab, if someone grabs your wrist, there's a problem. They want to take you somewhere. And as I've always told you, you go nowhere with nobody unless it's your family, your friends, or the loved one, and the people you know. And if someone comes to grab that wrist, you know there's a problem. You want to get out of it as quickly as you can. And you want to use your most powerful tool, which is your voice. Stranger danger, help. So you can let people around you know there's a problem. At the same time, you want to get out of that problem as quickly as you can. So it's a really, really easy move. So, Josh has got my wrist. This hand, all I do is I take it over Josh's wrist and I grab my other hand. All I'm doing is I'm going step 1. Step 2, I do a nice big circle. Look here. Once I finish the circle, he's let go. I've got to get him away from me. I take my hands, I step into him. Back off! Help, help, stranger danger. Cool? Let's do it from the other side. So in real life, it would look something like this. Back off! Nice and quickly. Reality, let's practice slow. Joshy grabs my wrist. I take this hand, it comes over. Try not grab your fingers, try and grab your hand. You've got more grip on your hand. And then don't do a small turn, especially if they're big and strong like Josh. Do a big turn, so it makes a difference how strong they are. Because I'm bending his wrist in such a way that he has to let go. So I do a complete circle, and then as that circle comes up, my hands are together, I step forward, back off! Help, stranger danger. Now if you noticed, when I pushed Josh, I never went backwards, because that is a mistake that's easily made. When I'm stepping backwards, I'm taking all the power, I'm pushing forward, I'm bringing it back. So make sure, Joshy, please stand here. So make sure you stand in your ground, your legs are nice and evenly spread, your knees are bent, my upper body is there, and I'm going back off. I'm keeping my posture up, and I'm taking all that energy and I'm pushing it forward. So it makes me very strong in that position to get your attacker away. You shout in for help, you can turn and run for help. Cool? Okay, little girls and guys. The next is what we call a shirt grab, or the defense against a shirt grab. So remember, a shirt grab can be dangerous. Firstly, they can grab you to take you somewhere, or secondly, if they grab you, they can hit you with their other arm, and you don't want to be hit, because it's quite a strong position if they hold you. But you do exactly what Josh does. If I bring this hand around to punch, all he's doing is this. He's making a triangle with his hand, and that's protecting his head. So even if his elbow is forward, because what he can do, he can step straight into me with his elbow, which is very, very sore, but I can't hit him here. So I can't hurt his head, and you always want to protect your head. Okay? So just remember that. That's just a little side note. So if Joshy grabs me by the shirt, all I do is I take my furthest hand and I take it across my body and I grab his wrist. As I turn towards you now, I twist the arm a little bit so I can see his elbow. And the moment I see his elbow, I put my hand flat against his elbow and I walk towards you and I push down at the same time. He's got no choice but to go down. You see that? He can't hit me with his left arm. It's hitting the ground because he's protecting his head. I've got him here, still against the shirt, and I've got his elbow. Okay, from there it's easy. I can push it away, I can kick him, back off. Okay, stranger danger. So let me show you that move from the other side, and I'll tell you also when you're going to make the moves. And as you know, the moves are all about when you exhale. You're taking the air out of your tummy. 70-80% of it, you're going, it's giving you extra power, and it's also making your body nice and hard. So if they do strike you, you won't feel it as badly. So if Joshy grabs me, please. Very easy. This hand comes over the top. So it'll be and step forward and go down. When I get him to let it go, and you run away. All right, now they might grab you with both hands. No problem. You do the exact same move. That's how simple it is. Joshy grabs with both hands. The only thing I've got to think about is whether I take this hand and I go over both hands or I go under. So my thought is, you guys are still quite short. So the chances are that if anyone grabs you, they're going to be taller than you. So it's going to be a lot easier if you're shorter to go under. Over, they might be too tall to do. So maybe practice going up through the middle, same move. And I grab the hand. Don't worry about this hand, it will come off on its own. I'll show you now. So I'm doing the exact same move. I'm turning, I'm twisting his elbow, and I'm pushing him down. He will let go because he doesn't want to hit the ground face first. So instinct, in other words, his body just tells him, quickly put my hand out. I don't want to hurt myself. Correct? Same finish. Back off, turn, run, stranger danger. Simple, eh, guys?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. And then the next move is slightly different. It's for the same type of attack. It's just a slightly more advanced move. So if Joshy grabs me with one hand or two, let's start with one. It's very, very easy. I take my left hand or my right hand. It makes a difference which one I use. But I blade it. I bring it in and I bring his wrist towards my chest. I bring the other hand behind it into my chest. And then all I do is I'm going to turn. As I turn, I'm going to take the water off my hands. So you know when you get out of the shower, you're doing this, taking the water off your hands. That's all I'm doing. So if Joshy grabs me again, I'm going 1, 2. I step in towards him and I turn and look at my hands. That's as simple as it gets. Now if there's two hands, once again, I've got the choice. If I'm smaller, I would come through the middle. If I'm taller, I would come over the top. So in your case, you're a bit smaller, one hand, two hand, keep them like that, step in, and there you are. From there, I'm all ready. Back off! Stranger danger. What do we do if someone throws a punch at us? Very, very easy. All I can suggest when you do practice, whoever you're practicing with, if they're throwing a punch, make sure that you're not close enough and you get punched, especially while you're practicing. As you get better, we will want them to try and touch your nose because that forces you to get out of the way. But you guys are a little bit small for that at this stage. So what I want you to do is make sure, whoever you're training with, start by doing that. They've got the punch. I know that if I'm standing here, it won't hit me. Then you know you're not going to get a sore nose. Okay. So generally, you know, we're getting to please don't hurt stance. So if that punch comes forward, look what I do. I just step to the left. I'm out the way. Because once Joshy starts to throw that punch, straight punch, he can't change it now halfway and turn it. Because once they've committed, once they said I'm throwing that punch, they can't go, that body doesn't allow you to. They're going bang, straight in. So, step one, all we're doing is we're stepping out of the way. And the punch goes past. However, we want to block it just in case we move too slowly. So all I'm doing with this right hand is once I've stepped, I'm assisting by pushing it away. But more importantly, look what I've done. I've got fingers. What do we do with fingers? Straight into the eyes. Correct? From there, straight into the groin. I can bring this straight around into the groin. Okay, so really, really nice, really, really easy move. Let me show you from the other side. So as Joshua brings the punch in, I'm stepping to the left and I'm blocking to the right. At the same time, I can flat hand on the side of the ear. I can do a blade hand into the throat. I can do an eye strike. Make sense? So you've got lots of options. Whatever you're comfortable with, you can practice. If I want to, I've also got an arm. I can grab onto his arm and step straight into his groin. Make sense? Easy one. Just remember, make sure that your distance, you're further away enough, so in case you move too slowly, you're not going to get a sore nose. Okay, then what do? We've got two choices if someone throws a punch at us. If that punch is coming towards me, I've just showed you now, you step into the outside, you're stepping away from the punch and you're blocking it. You've got another choice, choice number 2. I can do the same thing, I just step to the inside. Okay, so if the punch comes in, even if my hands are down and I just step to the side, I'm out the way. But, once again, for safety, I'm going to block with this hand. As it comes in, I'm blocking. Now what's important here, girls and guys, and let me just show you from this side. Once I've blocked, they might throw a punch with this hand, but we know how to block that, so we don't care. Bang! Okay, so they do throw the punch, but if we're quick enough, we'll strike them before. So as that punch comes in, I'm stepping and blocking. I've got a free hand here. I can strike straight to the eyes. And if he throws that punch, I've still got my arms in the way for it to strike me, which is cool. If for any reason I'm too slow, I just block it like that. But look what I can do now. I can bring a hammer fist onto his nose. I can bring an elbow under his chin. I can do a palm strike into his neck. There's lots we can do. And remember, of course, no groin, no Krav Maga. So with that same block, once I've stepped here and I've struck here, I can easy step in with my left, step in with my right. Especially once I've done that strike. His head's going back, he can't see what's happening down here. I've got this arm to protect anything from happening here. So once I've struck there, I can block, bang, into the groin. Okay. Practice carefully, practice safely. Always respect your partners. Have awesome fun, guys.